my favourite rod that I use for nearly all my commercial fishing. Yes, sometimes I use a 9-foot rod, but if I was to choose one rod that covers everything, it's this what I'm holding in my hand here. This is the 10-foot Aero X7 Precision Feeder. Now, the beauty about a 10-foot length is it's such a versatile length. It allows me to exercise distances over 40 metres, up to 40, 45 metres, let's say, down to underarming a feeder under my rod tip, or down the banking, or against a little island against a far bank. The list is endless, but also, like I say, it gives me that scope and versatility and simplicity when it comes to setting my tackle up. What you have with a 10-foot rod is you've got the power in the butt, which allows you to target all sizes of fish. If all of a sudden you hook into a big double figure fish, that rod can cope and can play that fish efficiently. Also, that power in the butt for accuracy, being deadly accurate, getting in next to far bank vegetation when you really want to make every cast count. And also a beautiful sublime playing action that covers you for all sizes of fish, especially on commercials where you could be targeting small skimmers, small F1s, small match carp, right up to the biggest strain of fish in the venue as well. And of course, this rod, as with a few of the rods, especially the 9 and the 10 foot and the finesse 10 foot, come with ultra fine quiver tips that allows you to really read what's going on in your peg. Now, real choice, I've got on here the Aero XR. Now, it's a 5000. Now, a lot of people might use a 4000 for this kind of rod, but for a start, this is a compact 5000 reel. But it allows me to exercise those further distances. By having a 5000 on this rod, makes this rod perfect for, let's say, scenarios where at Hawcroft fisheries, I'd say it's about 46 metres to the far bank. Rather than setting up an 11 foot, I've now set up a 10 foot with a slightly bigger reel that allows me to hit the far bank if I need to, go under my feet, go down the middle. And that's why I'd always opt for a slightly bigger reel for the rod, because it allows you to exercise those further distances and stay in tune by using one rod. Now, the setup is 8-pound reel line. I always want to pick a line that's really strong and robust, and especially when you're fishing up to vegetation, even if you get a little bit of damage on that line, because it's quite robust, it's not going to let you down. And of course, I always check my lines after a match, and if there's any damage, I'll reset the whole setup. But one thing I don't want is during a match having problems with my terminal tackle. So pick a line that's really, really reliable and strong. Down to the terminal end, got a little mini hybrid feeder down to a bead. And then I've got 4 inches of 017 Aero Slick Silk. Generally hook size for this kind of time of the year, in this kind of venue, small commercials, chucking up to islands, fishing for small match carp up to big match carp, I'll either opt for a 14 MWG or a 16 MWG, which balances with the hook bait that I'm using, which is a 5mm Speedy Washter. I don't want a bait that's too big, because I want to read what fish are present in my peg feeding, and by using a bait that targets all species, it allows me to read quicker as an angler what fish are in my peg feeding. So I'll always opt for a 5mm Washter rather than a 7mm. If all of a sudden I'm in an area where I'm fishing for big fish and I want to select bigger fish, then that's where I'll step my hook bait up and possibly my hook size as well. But that is my go-to setup for nearly all my commercial fishing. It really doesn't get any simpler than that. And then that allows me as an angler to concentrate on my swim management, rather than thinking, have I got the right hook bait on? Have I got the right hook on? Am I using the right feeder? All that's eradicated. All I'm thinking about is what depth do I need to fish in, where do I need to fish in my peg, and where I'm going to catch the next fish from. So I hope that information helps when it comes to choosing the ideal setup for winter commercial fishing.